Good evening, and thank you for joining us here for a special edition of Film Talk. I am your host, Tiffany Simple, and I am joined by Houston's own film writer, producer, and director, Mr. Justin Milton. Thank you so much for being here, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for having me.
Thank you for slowing down to be here because you've been a busy man lately. I mean, with shooting, don't shoot and all, I'm glad you were able to bless us with your presence.
No problem. I'll be here for you.
Thank you. Well, look, before we get into Don't Shoot, how did you get into this industry? What inspired you?
Well, I always love films and movies. I always watch TV a whole bunch. And then one day, I was telling my mom how bad this movie was, and she was like, "Well, stop criticizing and make your own movies." So I'm like, "Oh my God, what?" So I was already in my second year of college, so I didn't really want to change majors. So I just decided to just write, little scripts here and there. And then, one day my brother and I decided to do a film called The Foreign Exchange Student because my mom had, foreign exchange student, in her house. So we decided to just, try to do that to be our first feature film. So, he wrote it, and then we both produced the film. But we both did our own little short films for like practice for that feature film.
Wow, the foreign exchange student.
Foreign exchange student.
So you owe a lot of your success to Mom, the reality of you having a foreign exchange student in the home.
Yeah.
And so that just branched off, did that spark the fire in you guys to keep going?
Keep going, yes, because the reception of the foreign exchange student, people, we had a lot of people show out for the premiere, and about DVDs. So we just had a good concept of a good niche. What I'm saying? We wanted to promote black films, entrepreneurship, and really to be independent. So we really didn't rely on any names for that film. We just wanted a pure good product. So my brother Jonathan Milton, he wrote that film and did a great job writing the film, and we both produced together, and we had a great cast and a great crew.
There's nothing to say. I had nothing to do with him.
Honey, I think it's probably best that you get away from me.
Good morning, Mr. Adams. You have a new student.
Thank you, Miss Baker. I don't think she's crazy enough to come from another country and start killing folks.
Someone did.
It's about Sinclair. Is there a Miss Adams? Mr. Adams?
It's funny how you show up and all of a sudden everybody starts dying.
Baby, get up. Baby, get up.
People die every day.
So for those of you that are watching, Jonathan Milton is Justin's twin brother, and they're doing it together. I think that's awesome. So tell me something. What have you found to be most difficult about the industry? Because obviously it's a competitive industry. You guys being black filmmakers in this industry, what can you say has been probably the most challenging, the most difficult?
It's expected, but you have to prove yourself. So we had a great help from Houston with the casting. I just wanted to come, work with
you guys
and crew also. So we wanted to put out a good product, and we wanted to do it every year. So every year we're going to do a film every year. So we do a short film to do a feature film. So I was going to probably do a short film around July or something like that, then do a feature film at the end of the year. It's always like that.
Nice. Well, let me just go ahead and put my little 2 cents in. I remember when I was getting ready to watch the movie, I remember being sleepy, and I was like, do I want to watch the movie now, or do I want to wait? And so as I'm preparing to watch the movie, I played the trailer. It was almost like that trailer was a shot of espresso. I immediately woke up like, this is gonna be good. Like the expectation was almost set immediately after I watched the trailer. When I began to watch the movie, I'm telling you, there were so many points in there where I felt like was genius. You know, I loved how there was a part in there where you had the unsupportive wife, you know, to the district attorney, and how, you know, I think people can relate to that, you know, just when someone needs you to believe in them and you don't, and then you have to prove yourself or whatnot. I love the irony of the Caucasian gentleman in the hoodie. I thought that was a splendid taste that you added into that. But most importantly, and I don't want to give the whole movie away, let's just say I felt empowered at the end for what it's worth. I felt like, yes, you know, because not often do we get to feel that way, particularly with this movement that's taken place. So what made you take that route of the end of your movie, given what we see so often in the media with so many don't shoot real life movies happening? So what made you choose that route? What made you choose that ending?
Well, I was writing a different movie at the time, but I kept hearing about unarmed black men getting shot, and I thought that we need to have the world know what should happen to cops that shoot unarmed people. Because as being an ex police officer, I was taught in the police academy that you will get that you will go to jail if you shoot somebody unarmed.
Oh wow, really?
Yes, ma'am. They teach us that in the academy.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so being an ex-officer, I'm like dumbfounded to see that these cops wasn't even getting arrested, they wasn't going to jail, they weren't even getting fired from these jobs. So I want to make a film that show both sides of the officer and the kid, and what should or it could happen in the court system. So, but I wanted to have a positive and realistic outcome for this type of court decision.
What we got?
We got a young boy, William King, shot in the chest multiple times, and he's in critical condition.
You got the 3rd Ward? You're a long way from the hood, boy.
We have yet another young black brother, unarmed, shot by so-called law enforcement.
You may think it's safe over there with John and them white folks, but your ass come up missing, them white folks like they ain't seen nothing.
All right, for Judge Wilson.
There's no reports that show that you know Officer Stevenson called dispatch before you approached the individual.
You put your family up for collateral in this trial. For a racist and a murderer.
Does this hoodie make me look like a thug? How about now?
It's just an accident. It's just an accident. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't shoot, man. Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
To be honest with you, when I was watching Don't Shoot, I felt like this should be a film that is put in the auditorium of schools, you know, on, I don't know, career day, I don't know. I just feel like it needs to be seen on a much more huge scale, almost mandatory, because here's a kid that was a good kid, in which most cases, if we look at the patterns of these shootings, most of these people, you know, if they're unarmed, they don't have too much of a history to call for anyone to have killed them.
True.
So when I looked at this, I'm like, schools need to be showing this, and me just finding out that cops are taught that, that they're, you know, you will go to jail.
We'll go to jail.
that's new for me. Yeah. So you see how unaware and how uneducated a lot of people probably are when it comes to these type of regulations or guidelines or logistics. You know, you just assume that trusting our court system or what have you, and that hasn't gotten us too far. But I want to ask you this. You had a film before Don't Shoot. Tell us about that film.
I shot a short film called Train. Short film about a young woman that is looking for love in all the wrong places. So that was inspired by a story that I saw in the news about a young lady at school. She was having sex with about 10 different guys in the restroom. So I want to make a story about a young woman that is lost and that needs to find herself. Wow. So we made Train. You can see that right now on YouTube right now, called Train. Yes, ma'am.
So I want to tell everybody to go and support Mr. Milton, and definitely go and find, where can we find Don't Shoot? Where can they find Don't Shoot? Because I was privileged to watch it on Vimeo, or is it?
Vimeo.
Vimeo.
So go to don'tshootthemovie.com and you can see the video there. Go to don'tshootthemovie.com, don'tshootthemovie.com. You can see Don't Shoot in HD. So you can rent it or buy it there. So, but buy it. You want to see it more than one time, trust me.
You want to see it more than one time, and if you have black boys, you know, that may be a little naive to what's going on, I encourage you to have them sit down and watch this movie. It's extremely educational. But before we wrap up, tell us what you got next coming up.
Got next coming up? Well, at the end of the year, I'm shooting a romantic comedy called The Friend Zone.
Oh,
I think
good old Friend Zone, huh?
The Friend Zone. I think every man or female, we all can relate to the Friend Zone. We was all either put somebody in the Friend Zone or you've been in the Friend Zone.
Right.
And, you know, I know a lot about the Friend Zone. I'm not saying how I know the Friend Zone.
Right.
I'm not saying how I know about it, but I know a lot about the Friend Zone. So I want to do a comedy about that at the end of the year, and I'll be doing the casting calls probably around October, November. So look out for that coming soon. The Friend Zone.
The Friend Zone. I love the title already. Again, you know, with the dating scene, me hearing my friends and my friends' friends talk about dating right now, the Friend Zone should do very, very well. I mean, you guys have done amazing, and we are so glad to have you here with us at Film Talk. So keep us posted, keep us updated, keep bringing hot films like Don't Shoot, Train, and upcoming film Friend Zone.
Yes, ma'am.
Justin Milton here with us today, and we want to say congratulations on all of your success.
Appreciate it.
We hope to see you back.
You will.
This is your host, Tiffany, with Film Talk. We'll see you next time.